Word. What's up? It's your boy Carcino here. Let's get into it. Like we do it. You know what's up. I want to send a shout out to all y'all out there. Y'all been holding me down for a minute. Don't forget to hit the like button. Subscribe to the page if you're new here. And this is the first video you've seen. Welcome. Welcome. Welcome to the show. And without further ado, here we go. Now, when we've seen others come along and do these things like videos and stuff that we make, we've seen different responses to the videos, different reactions. The way people react and respond to it is, tells us if we got a good video, a hit video, or, something we got to go back to the lab with. Now, to put things back into its proper perspective, we got a situation that others didn't see, transpiring or even coming or rearing its head, whatever, right? And the situation is Megan Thee Stallion. Megan Thee Stallion has come in the game and like she seemingly came out of nowhere. Like I always told you about Megan Thee Stallion when she had the Tina Snow project, and I'm like, this kind of hot. Can't front on it. This is what it is. Now, they're trying to make her the new media darling. Like she's going to be the next big thing. So, along with that comes with a lot of promotion. She was basically menangled out of Carl's deal, and now she's being managed by Jay and Rock Nation and all those guys, and you can see she's on everything. Like they got her somewhere everywhere. Now, whatever thing they got contractually, that's gonna, work itself out. Now, word around the campfire is that the Pam Grier character, Foxy Brown, not Foxy Brown the rapper, who got the name Foxy Brown from her, they're thinking about actually having the role redone, and they're going to use Megan Thee Stallion to play Foxy Brown. Yep, you heard me, ladies and gentlemen. Megan Thee Stallion will be the new Foxy Brown. That's the word around the campfire, that they have a project in place, and it's like a mini movie, and it can be streamed on HBO Max. This is the talk that's going on, like a film project or what have you. Yeah. Well, there have been talks about remaking the movie and all this stuff. Pam Grier, from what I heard, her health hasn't been 100%. They tried to get Megan Fox to, not Megan, yeah, was it? Megan Good, not Megan Fox. Megan Good to try to remake the movie. And this was about 4 years ago. And everybody's like, Megan Good's gonna do it. It's gonna be great if they get Megan Good to do it. Now, the thing is, she kind of resembles Megan a little bit in the face and all that stuff, but it was more than that, She had a whole. It was a different era, different time. I just don't think nobody looks at Megan and see her as a strong, independent woman going around kicking men's butts like that. They see her more as the slutty girl, the nasty, naughty girl who would do something nasty. It's a whole different. It's a whole different outlook. So when I see that, I think differently when I see the way everybody reacts. Like, oh man, I can't believe that. So, it just is what it is on that one. But you never know. You feel me? You never know. So I wanted to know what you guys thought about it. Because when I heard it, it's just like, whatever. Yeah. But I'm like, HBO Max is going to be like the home for all these, you know, uh, superhero movies and all this different stuff that they talking about. And when you're talking about doing all these different things, it's kind of different. It's kind of different. It's kind of like it's good for its timepiece. You can't make a movie like that anymore. With all these superficial people, this is outrageous. You know, everybody's so super sensitive now, and it just would ruin it to me. It would water down the movie. So for me, that's how I feel about it. Like you might feel different or whatever, and that's cool. You have every right to feel that way. For me, I think the route that they're taking her promotional wise is cool, but it's all going to reflect on the music. And her latest album was marketed very well, but I think it lacked Megan's quality of what made people like Megan. Her album it basically flopped. To be honest, it flopped. It wasn't like I'm rooting for her to fail or anything. It's not. I'm just saying it flopped. I don't like the way she did Carl. Not 100% at all. Don't like it. But that album didn't do what it should have done. And the reason why is because of all the stuff that was going into it, and probably the production team is different. And when you start working with new people and they think they know who you are and think they know the best for you, and you're the artist, you trust in it. So when you get in there and you realize, because the artists know sometimes this isn't working, but in this business you have to, do the relationships. You got to do a song with this guy just because he's the hot producer right now, and everybody wants to see this song with the hot producer because they like this producer's music or whatever. You might not be feeling it, but it's what they want. So, they're always trying to remake something when there's a lot of opportunity for more creative things. I've seen the indie world do films that were even greater back in the day, and then it made more sense. You're like, okay, well, this makes sense. Let's keep the focus here. But it seems like for some reason people can't keep their focus where it needs to be. It's like, man, keep the focus right where it should be, right here. You know, and I mean, her life is moving 100 miles an hour. Then you got this thing with the professional ankle shooter. You know, it's like, you know, it's a wild situation. It really is. There's been a lot of weirdness going on in this business, man, and just the world, period. When Megan came out and signed that contract or deal with Rock Nation, you know, the artists never, they see stardom. And they know that's how they get them. Like, Beyonce, Jay-Z, wow. You know, it's like, they never see, like, this is your life. They've made their money. You know what I'm saying? Jay and Beyonce straight. They ain't got to worry about nothing with them. They've already made their bones in the game. Even though, like, they're not selling 10 million records or streams no more. Like, they records wasn't doing that no more. Beyonce records wasn't even doing that no more. So for her to make an album didn't even make sense. And that's why she hadn't been making music. You know, she do a couple of songs here and there. But for Jay, like the 444 and all that, even though the 444 to me was like one of his best albums he did in a long time. I'm like, finally, he's getting back to being Jay-Z. He still had something to say. Because all the controversy was coming up. So he finally, you know, owned up to all the lies that he'd been telling. But that's what I'm saying. People, they sign you based on their stardom. You sign it with Jay-Z and all that. Like, oh, I talk to Jay-Z and Beyonce all the time. And, you know, and all, it's just a bunch of phoniness in the game. And it's in every business, you know. It's all about relationships. And if you want that life, it's there for you. Without a doubt, it's there. If you want that in your life. And to be famous, sometimes that's what they got to do, to stay there. Be like, hey, we got to do this. This is what we got to do for fame. Do I actually think she'll do it? No. They've been trying because of COVID and everything. I mean, they've been trying to get this movie even before COVID so before it was Megan, like I said, Megan Fox, it was Megan Good. Now all of a sudden, I don't know what it is with Megan's. They want Megan's to remake Foxy Brown. Then I'm like, what about Foxy Brown, the artist? I know she'll be salty. Like, wait a minute, there's only one Fox. You know, so for her, I can see, you know, there might be a problem with that too. So I just don't even think it's a good idea. So when I hear these things, you know, it's probably stuff that was sitting on the table and people probably just said, hey, this would be a great topic. I'm like, all right, well, y'all want to hear about it? All right, cool. Ain't no thing. I want to talk about it. So don't forget to hit the like button. Tell me what you think. I'm going to leave a link to 4 other videos there. Check them out. Let me know, you know, what you think about it. Yep. So subscribe to the page. If you want to support the page, my Cash App is Carceno, Karceno. And that's it, man. That's all I really have to talk about with this subject. Love, peace, and hair grease.